Hello, my name is Misa Ortiz, and today I will be doing a podcast for my class interpreting the Hebrew Bible 372a. And for my research paper, I chose to talk about From Egypt to Sinai from the book of Exodus. And the passages that I chose was Exodus 19, verses 16 through 19, and Exodus 20 verses 1 to 27. The first verse says, "On the morning of the third day there was thunder and lightning, as well as a thick cloud on the mountain, and a blast of a trumpet so loud that all the people who were in the camp trembled. Moses brought the people out from the camp to meet God. They took their stand at the foot of the mountain. Now Mount Sinai was wrapped with smoke because the Lord had descended upon it in fire. The smoke went up like the smoke of kiln, while the whole mountain shook violently. As the blast of the trumpet grew louder and louder, Moses would speak, and God would answer him in thunder." The second verse I chose says, "Then God spoke all these words. Number 1, you shall not have no other gods before me. Number 2, y'all should not make for yourself an idol. Number 3, y'all should not make wrongful use of the name of the Lord your God. 4, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 5, honor your mother and father. 6, y'all shall not murder. 7, y'all shall not commit adultery. 8, y'all shall not steal. 9, you shall not bear false witnesses against your neighbor. And 10, y'all should not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor." One of the Here are some things that I learned about from these verses and my research paper. I saw that there was two different books that talk about Moses. One is Exodus and the other one is Deuteronomy. And I also learned about the Near East cultures and covenants and laws. Let's say I learned a lot about the Code of Hammurabi, the eye for eye and tooth for tooth. This code basically punishes theft, murder, and assault, adultery, and false accusations. And one of the verses I really kept in mind was he who strikes a man so that he dies shall surely put to death. And it is connected to the you shall not murder. And I also learned about the Hittite laws mentioned property rights, marriage, incest, thefts, and it is against religious offenses. And the other law I did not know about was the Assyrian law, and this law talks about the sexual conduct, adultery, and obedience and honor. They all have similarities and differences to the Ten Commandments, and they intend the Near East to keep social peace and order. And they were similar in a way, but they were also different. And things that I gained over the course, well, I overall learned so much over the course, and I have learned about how the Hebrew Bible is not just about faith, it is about learning the origin of these stories of the Bible and analyzing them. And I thought this course was going to be taught around faith like the church was, but it actually wasn't. And some of the main things that really stood out to me throughout the course and what we learned in class was about the cherubim. I learned that the cherubim was like golden angelic figures placed on top of the Ark of the Covenant, and how they were like facing each other. And I also kept in mind like the Ark of the Covenant and how it's one of the most sacred and mysterious objects in the Bible. And I really like this topic because I have heard about it throughout my whole lifetime going to church, and it was very nice for me to really gain knowledge from a historian's point of view. I also feel like this class really opened my eyes in seeing the Hebrew Bible in a totally different perspective, I also was able to see the Bible in a different point of view, in a way that the Bible and its stories are not something to follow. I realized how the Bible is a source to help you learn from the stories from the past, and it is more of like a tool for a person's life. And I feel like after I learned about the cherubim, I remember going to church like two Sundays after like we learned about this, and I was like, oh, like I remember that I heard about this in class, and they were teaching about it, and I was like, oh, like I remember I told my mom, I was like, oh, I already know this, like they taught me this in class, and she's like, oh, like that's really good, like that's really good that they teach you this. And well, obviously I learned about the Caribbean like in a totally different way. And what was very cool for me, like, to learn was that, like, I did not know that only, like, the pastor, like, at the time, could only go in there. Like, that's something I did not even know about. And I thought that was really cool, because it was, like, well, I feel like God, like, well, I have heard of the story, like, of God, of Jesus' resurrection. And I remembered like, well, actually from seeing the movie, like I remember seeing like after like they crucified um Jesus, like the ark of the what is it called? The Ark of the Covenant like broke, like supposedly in the Bible. That's what it says. That it broke, and well, everyone was now able to like see all the laws and basically like go into the Ark of the Covenant. And I thought that was really cool because I learned more about the Caribbean and the Ark of the Covenant like a few weeks later, like I it was Easter week, like it was um it was God's resurrection memory. And well, overall, I really enjoyed this class, and I really liked how my professor did a really good job in teaching us the content, and he was